OMG. Your soulmate ex begs don't watch this video, but you must. My beloved child, don't skip, because what you are about to hear is exactly what someone hoped you would never discover. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There is a reason this message found you today instead of yesterday or tomorrow. It arrived at the perfect moment. Your soulmate's past is no longer staying silent. Someone connected to their old story has been carrying fear for a long time, and that fear has finally reached its limit. They never expected your name to become impossible to ignore. They believed the past would always have enough power to control what comes next. But something changed recently, something they never saw coming. Your soulmate started looking at life differently. The memories that once kept them trapped suddenly became weaker, while thoughts about you became stronger. That shift created panic in someone who thought they still had influence. They don't fear you because of who you were. They fear the future because of who you are becoming. Don't skip, because the next few moments explain why this hidden struggle has quietly been growing behind the scenes without you realizing it. Listen carefully. Very few people ever hear a story like this before it unfolds in real life. A conversation happened that almost nobody knows about. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. But every single word carried enormous weight. Your soulmate finally admitted something they had hidden deep inside. They confessed that no matter how hard they tried to move forward, one connection continued returning to their heart. That confession traveled farther than expected. Someone from their past overheard enough to understand what it truly meant. From that moment, everything changed. Instead of accepting reality, they desperately wished you would never learn the truth. They hoped you would scroll away before hearing this message. They wanted doubt to grow inside your mind instead of confidence. Why? Because uncertainty creates distance, and distance gives the past another chance. But destiny doesn't move backward forever. It reaches a moment where every hidden emotion demands to be seen. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you, and the next revelation explains why strange coincidences have been surrounding your life lately. Think about the unusual signs you've noticed. Unexpected memories. Familiar names appearing out of nowhere. Songs that suddenly remind you of someone. Random moments that feel far too meaningful to ignore. These are not ordinary accidents inside this story. They are pieces of a much larger picture beginning to fit together. While you were focused on your own journey, another chapter was quietly unfolding beyond your sight. Your soulmate has been questioning old decisions more than ever before, and every answer keeps pointing toward the same destination. That is exactly why their past is becoming restless. They know that once certain truths are revealed, nothing will ever return to the way it was. The walls built by fear are beginning to crack, and what is hidden cannot remain hidden forever. Don't skip. Because what happens next could completely change the way you understand this connection. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. And what is about to surface is only the beginning of a revelation that nobody expected, especially the one begging you not to watch this video. Everything became even more unexpected after that moment. Don't skip, because the next part of this story is where everything starts turning upside down. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The person from your soulmate's past believed they still understood them better than anyone else. They were convinced that old memories would always be enough to pull your soulmate back whenever they wanted. But recently, they noticed something impossible to explain. Every time your name came into a conversation, your soulmate's expression changed. There was a quiet smile that appeared without warning. A peaceful look they hadn't shown in a very long time. That single change revealed more than 1,000 words ever could. Suddenly, the past realized it was losing the control it once thought would last forever. Instead of accepting it, they started searching for answers. They asked questions. They watched closely. They hoped to find proof that this new connection wasn't real. But every answer only made them more uncomfortable. The truth refused to disappear. The more they searched, the more surprising the discoveries became. They expected confusion, but they found certainty. They expected hesitation, but they found quiet confidence growing inside your soulmate. One unexpected moment changed everything. Your soulmate was asked a simple question about the future, and without even realizing it, they described a future that sounded nothing like their past. Every detail pointed toward a fresh beginning, a chapter filled with peace instead of pressure. That answer reached the ears of the one person who feared it most. From that instant, they silently wished you would never hear this story. They hoped this video would never appear on your screen. Don't skip, because the next revelation explains why they became so desperate. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Sometimes the greatest fear isn't losing the past, it's realizing the future has already chosen a different direction. Right now, there are still pieces of this story that have not been revealed. Your soulmate doesn't even know how close they are to uncovering the final truth. The past is running out of reasons, running out of excuses, and running out of time. Every passing day makes it harder to hide what has already begun. That's why unusual events may continue appearing around this connection. Small moments that seem ordinary today may suddenly make perfect sense tomorrow. Don't skip, because the next chapter reveals the one hidden detail that nobody expected to come to light. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the biggest surprise is still ahead. A silent turning point arrived when nobody expected it. Don't skip, because this is where the hidden story begins to reveal its deepest layer. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Someone who had remained completely neutral finally spoke up. They weren't trying to take sides. They simply shared an honest observation after watching everything from a distance. They said your soulmate had changed in ways they had never seen before. Their energy felt lighter. Their decisions became clearer. They stopped looking backward every single day. Those simple words spread faster than anyone imagined. When your soulmate's past heard them, they became unusually quiet. For the first time, they realized this wasn't just another temporary feeling. Something permanent was beginning to take shape. That realization brought a level of uncertainty they had never experienced before. They understood that if your soulmate kept moving forward, the door to the past would slowly close on its own. Don't skip, because the next revelation explains why that realization changed everything overnight. As the days passed, another unexpected event unfolded. Your soulmate found something they thought had been forgotten forever. It wasn't an object of great value. It was the memory attached to it that carried all the weight. Instead of bringing sadness, it brought clarity. They finally understood the difference between holding on to old chapters and opening a completely new one. That single realization created a quiet confidence inside them. They no longer felt the need to prove anything to anyone. They simply wanted honesty, peace, and a future that felt genuine. Meanwhile, someone from the past kept hoping for hesitation, but none appeared. Every attempt to recreate old emotions seemed weaker than before. That is why they silently wished you would never reach this point in the story. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The biggest truth has not been spoken yet, and once it is revealed, the entire picture will make sense. Right now, the distance between questions and answers is becoming smaller than ever. Pieces that once looked completely unrelated are slowly connecting together. Your soulmate is standing closer to a life-changing realization than they even realize. The past can delay the truth for a little while, but it cannot hide it forever. Every new day brings another sign, another clue, another unexpected moment leading toward the same destination. Don't skip, because what happens next could become the most surprising part of this entire journey. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The next chapter reveals the hidden decision your soulmate has been quietly making, a decision that could change everything once it finally comes into the light. The moment everyone thought the story had reached its end, it quietly began again. Don't skip, because this is the part nobody sees coming. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate recently faced a choice that seemed ordinary on the outside, but inside it carried enormous meaning. Every direction reminded them of a different future. One path was familiar but empty. The other felt uncertain, yet strangely peaceful. They didn't make the decision quickly. They stayed awake thinking about it, replaying old memories and asking themselves one question over and over: why does this connection refuse to disappear? The answer never came as a loud voice. It came as a feeling they could no longer ignore. At that exact moment, the person from their past realized something terrifying: they were no longer competing with memories. They were competing with a future that had already begun forming. If you're still watching, you're seeing this story exactly when you're supposed to. Don't skip, because the next revelation changes everything. Then something happened that nobody expected. A message was almost sent, and then deleted. A name was almost spoken, and then replaced with silence. A conversation almost happened, but the timing wasn't right. Those almost moments weren't failures. They were signs that your soulmate was gathering the courage to leave fear behind completely. Every day, that courage grows stronger. Meanwhile, the past keeps hoping for one more chance to pull them backward, but every attempt becomes weaker than the last. They now understand they cannot stop what is slowly unfolding. That's why they desperately wish this story never reaches you. They know that once you understand what's been happening behind the scenes, everything will look different. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. And if this story has kept you hooked so far, make sure you're subscribed and share this video with someone who loves mysterious soulmate stories, because what comes next is the biggest twist yet. The final pieces are now moving into place faster than anyone realizes. Your soulmate is closer than ever to making a decision they can no longer postpone. The past is losing its voice, while the future keeps getting louder with every passing day. Small signs will soon become impossible to ignore, and hidden emotions will no longer remain hidden. Don't skip, because the next chapter reveals the one truth that has been waiting quietly from the very beginning. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The secret that someone tried so hard to keep buried is finally preparing to come into the light, and once it does, nothing about this story will ever be the same again. What happened next was the one thing nobody could have predicted. Don't skip, because this is where every hidden clue begins connecting together. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. After everything that had already unfolded, your soulmate stopped asking other people what they should do. Instead, they began trusting the quiet feeling they had been trying to ignore for so long. That single decision changed the entire direction of their journey. The strange part wasn't what they said, it was what they stopped saying. They no longer defended the past. They no longer searched for old explanations. Instead, they became curious about the future. That silent change was noticed immediately. The person who once believed they could always influence your soulmate suddenly realized their words carried far less weight than before. For the first time, they understood that this story was moving beyond their control, and that realization filled them with uncertainty. Not long after, another unexpected moment appeared. Your soulmate came across something that reminded them of a promise they had once made to themselves. A promise to never settle for a connection that felt incomplete. They paused for a long time, thinking about every twist that had brought them to this point. Then they quietly admitted that the future they truly wanted looked nothing like the one they had left behind. That realization became impossible to hide. Even people around them started noticing the difference. They looked more focused. More hopeful. More certain than they had been in a very long time. The past could sense this transformation, but they couldn't stop it. Every attempt to hold on to what was already fading only made it clearer that a new chapter was getting closer. Don't skip, because the next revelation is the one they hoped would never reach you. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Now everything is leading toward a single unforgettable moment. Questions that remained unanswered are about to find their place. Hidden emotions are becoming impossible to conceal, and silent decisions are preparing to turn into real actions. Your soulmate is standing at the edge of a chapter that could change everything they believed about this connection. Meanwhile, someone from the past is watching that future come closer with every passing day, knowing there is very little left they can do to stop it. Don't skip, because the next chapter reveals the decision your soulmate has finally made after all this time. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the biggest revelation of this entire story is now closer than ever. A quiet moment changed everything, and almost no one noticed it. Don't skip, because this is the closest you've come to the truth. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate finally reached a point where pretending was no longer possible. They stopped running from the questions that had followed them for so long. Instead, they began facing them one by one. Every answer pointed in the same direction, and the more they accepted it, the more impossible it became to ignore your presence in their thoughts. The person from their past could sense this shift without anyone saying a single word. They realized the silence wasn't empty anymore, it was filled with certainty. That certainty frightened them more than any argument ever could. They knew that once your soulmate fully accepted what their heart had been telling them, there would be no turning back. Don't skip, because the next part of this story reveals why everything is accelerating much faster than anyone expected. Then came the moment that completely changed the atmosphere. Your soulmate heard something unexpectedly simple: you deserve a future that brings you peace, not confusion. Those words stayed with them long after the conversation ended. They replayed them again and again until they finally understood what had been missing all along. For the first time in a long while, they stopped looking over their shoulder and started looking ahead. That quiet decision created a chain reaction nobody could stop. The past suddenly felt farther away than ever before. Every old memory lost a little more of its power, while every hopeful thought about tomorrow became stronger. The person who once wished you would never watch this message now understands that hiding the truth is becoming impossible. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The next revelation will explain why the silence between you and your soulmate may not last much longer. Now the story has reached the point where hidden intentions are preparing to become visible. Your soulmate is no longer asking whether they should move forward, they're asking how. That is a completely different question, and it changes everything. The fear that once held them back is slowly disappearing, replaced by a confidence they haven't felt in a very long time. Meanwhile, someone from the past is realizing that every attempt to hold on to yesterday only makes tomorrow arrive faster. Don't skip, because the next chapter contains the moment this entire journey has been leading toward. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The final truth is closer than ever, and once it comes into the light, nothing in this story will ever feel the same again.